Between the walls of reality, beyond the veil of imagination, exist remarkable worlds parallel to this one. Cross over the abyss with us to embrace the mystery of adventure as we shed our skins to become heroes, gods, and monsters. Spend precious moments away from the desert of the real and discover brave new worlds. Weaving tales of intrigue and woe, playing games with dire consequences. Blessed by Lady Luck and doomed by Father Fate, our stories will evoke the strange and occult. This is the Mondo Cane Takeover.
Yep, Risa messaged me. She'll be hopping in.
We are live.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Mondo Cane Takeover of the Weave the Tale channel. I'm your host tonight, Rick Wheeler, aka Oops All Sedite on Twitter. I'm one of the founding members of Mondo Cane. With me tonight, well, we're going to be playing, first of all, Tales from the Loop. And it's for a very great cause. We're doing this for Roll for Ukraine. Let me tell you a little bit about that organization that we're doing this wonderful thing for. All donations will be given directly to United Help Ukraine, a reputable charitable nonprofit 501c3, receiving and distributing donations, food, and medical supplies to Ukrainian internationally displaced people of Ukraine that are affected by Russia's invasion into eastern Ukraine. These activities focus on fundraising events, raising awareness of the crisis in Ukraine by engaging individuals, organizations, private and government institutions, and media in the United States of America. 99% of these donations collected by United Health Ukraine go to the cause, with less than 1% going to operational and admin expenses. We will be posting the donation link. The event is live on Facebook. I believe we are just over $2,100 in our goal, I think, which we set of 3,000. So that's fantastic. Still with a week to go. Tonight we'll be donating and giving away a set of dice provided by Odd Duck Dice with our friend Rosie. The dice themselves are beautiful. They are yellow and blue, looking like the Ukrainian flag. And also our friend Kat at Dead and Glow on Twitter is donating 2 dice bags that also look like the Ukrainian flag, a lovely yellow and blue color. I believe we might even have a Mondo Cane giveaway for merch, so stay tuned. Like I said, all these proceeds are going to Ukraine to get people get out of this war situation. But need I say more? We are playing Tales from the Loop tonight with my fantastic cast. So let's start with Sarah. Who are you playing tonight? And tell us a little about yourself.
Hi, my name is Sarah at MC Diabetes on Twitter. I will be playing Lauren Winnard, the bookworm. She thinks she's an old soul. She's got classic tastes in literature and music, and maybe thinks she's a little bit better than the rest of her peers because of this knowledge.
We'll see. Next up, Kaylee, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Kaylee K at Kaylee_K. That's Kaelea. That's a lot of vowels, I know. Tonight I will be playing Elza Watts. She is a rocker, musical prodigy into heavy metal. She's from Sweden and a little bit of an outsider, but still very type A. Still very kind of precocious and excited to meet new people, even if she weirds them out a little bit.
Maybe just a little bit, right? Don't we all? Next up, Casey, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Calamity Casey. You can find me everywhere at Calamity Casey. I am the brand amplification and street team lead developer for Mondo Cane, and I am one half of the Strange and Unusual podcast. Tonight I will be playing Samantha Hurst. She is a mechanical whiz. Spends a lot of time working with her hands. Not very feminine, you might say, but doesn't mind getting her hands dirty.
Fantastic. Last but not least, our special guest tonight, Risa.
Hi, I apologize for the lateness. Hi, everybody. I'm Risa. It's nice to meet you guys. I'm glad to share a table tonight for this wonderful event to support the Ukraine and everything happening over there right now. I am playing the role of the weirdo named Roxy for this game. And she spends majority of her time questioning her existence and why things are in general.
Me too, Roxy. Well, anyway, tonight we'll be playing the scenario that I've written. It takes place in a small town in which a fair happens every year. This is set in New Hampshire. The year is 1994. A little blast from the past. Our players are from a nearby city, all kind of like social outcasts, but friends nonetheless. Every year for the last several years, Sam's dad, Mr. Mosier, would basically pick up a bunch of the kids in the neighborhood in this massive vehicle that seems like it could fit 20 people. It goes like 4 miles to the gallon. It's an absolute gas cruncher. But every year he takes you to this fall festival in a neighboring town called Goffstown. In Goffstown, there is a new loop that had been built in the last 10 to 15 years. This just went operational. This year, there's special events and attractions at the fair that are attracting a lot more people, just due to the nature of the weird, fun things you might see them putting at a fairgrounds. Like, imagine the rides, right? But we'll start with our cast just after school, meeting up around Sam's house as they're getting ready to take off to go to this fair. Now, Sam, at your house, it's like a ranch-style home. It's kind of on the outskirts of the city. As you pull up, you have like a very large barn. There's cars on the outside with engine blocks and things like that on the grass. However, on the inside of the garage, it's very high-tech. Your father is a mechanic that works at the loop doing maintenance. And from time to time, he has you tinkering with all these things as well. Before long, your neighborhood friends would have ridden their bikes over, and you all meet at Sam's house, ready to go.
Sam will be waiting outside for people to show up on their bikes.
So Lauren shows up on a green Trek, like hybrid mountain bike thing, and she stops. Nothing fancy. She's got a backpack on. It's mostly full of books, and she actually, like, in this fluid motion, like as she's getting off the bike, she's like pulling something out of her backpack and she's like reading, and she's just like, hey Sam, did you fix anything cool today?
I fix something cool every day, Lauren.
I just meant something like even more cool than usual, I guess.
I mean, basically the same old, same old. Nothing incredibly new or fascinating at the moment.
All right, fair enough.
At this point, Elsa probably rolls up on her bicycle. Is sort of a black a Schwinn bicycle, and what she has is the card in the spokes. So as she's riding, the bike goes to sound a bit like a motorcycle. As she is riding, she has somehow managed to have her guitar, sort of in its case, on her back, in its bag. And she is managing to balance this while still raised up from the seat. She kind of pulls up and does a bit of a wheelie and stops there.
Whoa, that was cool.
Stop showing off, Elsa.
I still have no idea how you move so fast while you are reading books on your bicycle.
Well, my
I
parents
like it
never
when
have
Elsa
any
shows
time to
off.
drive me anywhere, so I just ride everywhere. So yeah, I'm really fast. Look at my calf muscle, and she pulls up her jeans and like flexes her calf muscle really hard. You see that? You just ride, and then you can also be fast, but you got to be careful with the wheelies because then you'll fall.
Elsa, you
just
brought
want
your
to look cool.
guitar.
Yes, I want to try
Are you gonna
and
play something?
play.
Hell yeah.
Right at that moment, Roxy just kind of walks up. She's walking a bike that she may have borrowed from a broken chain lock at her the gas station her aunt works at. Just kind of meandering along, and she lets it fall into some nearby patch of grass, and she takes her headphones off that she's listening to some kind of music. You kind of hear it, the tinny noise from the ear portion of the headset, and she just gives kind of a little peace sign. Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's
Roxy,
up,
what did
everybody's here?
And she just starts telling a little story about how she hung out with her favorite person at the local record store. Starts talking about this song by Rush that she's just obsessed with, and she starts humming a little tune to it, starts doing a little dance, but she feels like she's being watched when she does that, so she just kind of stops and
You know, on
says,
on
"What's
one
up
of their
again?"
album covers, there's a naked guy. Did you see that one
There-
with the naked guy on it?
There's a naked guy?
On the cover of on the back part of one of the Rush albums. Also, I can't believe that there's only 3 of those guys. What a big sound.
Yeah, they're
Hey,
pretty huge.
Band.
I want to know more about the
only 3.
naked guy.
Yeah, is he like
What
fully
else, Anna?
naked? Big,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, it's just the butt. It's just the butt. It's just the butt. It's just the
Oh.
butt.
it's like
Don't worry about it.
he's backwards.
Yeah, he's standing backwards.
I think I know that one.
Don't to this when you could be listening to Misfits or something like Mayhem or something.
Mayhem's cool.
I like something with like more structure, I guess.
Just, most metal musicians are classically trained, so these are very structured music.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask, can you learn Brian May's guitar solo at the beginning of Death on Two Legs? It doesn't sound very hard. I think you can do it.
Amount of times, yes. That's what you say, very difficult.
Yeah, I just
A few.
it would be cool.
Go ahead.
No, Laura's
was
just
just
like,
saying.
I just think it would be cool.
That would be cool.
I don't know any of the music you all are talking about.
A few minutes later, this monstrosity of a land tank vehicle comes barreling down the road right into the part that the asphalt like stops at Sam's house, and then it becomes like dirt road, like as if the city was just like, that's good enough. This thing is it's huge. It's like a old school Chevy Suburban, but your dad pulls up. He's an older guy in his 50s, recently divorced. He has a beard that would make Santa Claus jealous. It's gigantic and salt and pepper. He's kind of bald with like a comb over. Big, heavy, jovial guy named Richard Mosier. And he sees you hanging out with your friends up front, and he's like, "Hey, Sam, you ready to go? Good to see all your friends here again."
Yeah, Dad, it's real cool. Don't embarrass me.
Hi, Mr. Mosier. Hi.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Roxy.
So,
How you doing?
How's that? Good to see you. Doing great. Picked up a bunch of snacks. Ready to go to the fair, where we will no doubt get more snacks. Snacks is the name of the game today.
Snacks.
Yes. Corn dogs.
Candy.
Elephant ears.
Sammy, you better be careful. Last year they cut you off at the corn dog stand. I know you're a little older now. It's probably not going to be a thing. But they keep a picture of the last year's offenders, and you know this.
What if I...
Sorry, didn't mean to
What
embarrass
if
you
I
in front
got a
of friends.
mustache?
You want to borrow a little snip?
Anybody got any scotch tape?
Talking about his beard.
well, I
Sweetie,
have
you're too beautiful to for that anyway.
here.
They'll never suspect me now.
Well, if everyone's ready, let's hop in and get going to the fair.
Lauren gets into the way back in a window seat.
It's practically
Roxy,
all window seats. It actually, like, yeah, go ahead.
Roxy finds just somewhere to sit and kind of hunker down. It could be in the footwell of the back seat. She doesn't care.
Mr. Mosher, can I please please keep this in your car? I've just come from practice, you see, so.
Of course, plenty of room.
Thank you. Hops in the back
I'll
seat.
jump in the front. Because it's my
You have
dad.
radio control?
Hell
You have
yeah.
radio control, Sammy? Yeah. What you put on? It's 1994.
1984?
94?
I thought you said 94.
Oh, 94. Okay.
Yeah, it is 94.
I was like, dang. All right, hold on. I'm searching the waves right now. Doing that awful like scanning thing.
Yeah, so you hear a bunch of awful static, a bunch of morning show called Greg and the Morning Yappers. It's terrible. Eventually you come across like some Pearl Jam,
Hell yeah.
early Nirvana maybe. You arrive at the fairgrounds. Takes about 10 minutes. Kind of like what you see behind me on my background. Typical. You can see that the Ferris wheels way above the tree line. It's a very rural area, but there are probably up to like 1,000 people here. Cars parked for basically in one gigantic field. They just turn into a parking lot, right? As you show up at the front gate, there's a little old lady who's there every year with her daughter. Her daughter is Mrs. Wilson. She's holding a new baby who's only like a couple months old. You see her there every year, and she's like, "Oh, welcome to the 200th anniversary of the Goffstown Festival. This year, sponsorship from the Loop got some new attractions." And she hands you all a flyer with the list of different cool things that they have this year. As you're looking at it, you practically, don't even believe it, but there's like an anti-gravity chamber. There's a attraction called Time's Window and robot boxing, to name a few. She ends up talking to Sam's dad almost like immediately. Like they're hitting it off really well. And the grown-ups just kind of lose sight of you completely. Sam already has a pocket full of tickets that her dad picked up at the fair. He typically pays for all these things. Being a Loop employee, he kind of gets a little discount now that they're funding it. But you're good to go. You're good to check out any attraction you want. And there are a number of people that, you see every year here that you haven't seen yet, but you'll probably bump into them as you go.
Okay, we gotta
excitedly
do
hold
the
up my
rides
tickets.
first, and then the snacks, because otherwise, like, Roxy, you're gonna puke like you did last year.
Yeah, I don't want to puke
That was
again.
so gross.
That's what I'm saying.
Shame.
So we avoid that by just waiting on the snacks, because you know that guy. He's got some good candy. Remember the guy? He gives us the candy. So we gotta remember that, because I wanna watch him call it. Those are really good. I slept on them for the longest time, but they're actually extremely good.
Yes,
Whatchamacallits are great.
some of his theory is not so good, coming back up as it is going down, I have discovered.
Elsa, you make a good point.
Okay, Rick, did you say the second attraction was Time's Window?
Yes, Time's Window.
I think that one's gonna pique Lauren's interest immediately. Just as like, Time's Window. What do you think that is? That sounds kind of mysterious.
Sam is desperate to see the robot boxing.
That doesn't surprise me.
But we can do Time's Window first. Everybody gets a turn here.
Elsa is also fascinated by Time's Window. She is also would probably be looking for like a haunted house or something, spooky.
Oh yeah, there's
Same for Roxy.
There's plenty of that too. Haunted houses, the old school gravitron that spins you around, which doesn't have a really big line this year considering there's an anti-grav chamber. But before you know it, you're walking through, you see all the lights, the fried dough, the crazy things where you shoot water at a thing and win a teddy bear. Who's the strongest, and they can take a big hammer and whack the old bell and embarrass somebody or show somebody up. But before long, you see this incredibly large steel orb with a door in front of it, and it says Time's Window in almost like industrial print that's been onto the front of it. This is not a typical carnival ride. This is something that definitely the local loop had invested and dropped off here. In fact, as you look at it in the background, you can see one of those really bizarre cooling towers in the background, like a weird beige with orange and green lights all over it. But the man sees you. There's a couple people in line, and as you are waiting, you actually see one gentleman who you guys see every year. Elsa sees him a little more often. This is Ryan Ewell, Elsa's favorite teacher at school, the music teacher, Mr. Ewell. This is his nephew. He stops by every concert they put on at school, whether it's a symphony, chorus, or just regular school band. So he's someone that's kind of gotten to know Elsa over the years, but he's always been really gun shy about talking to Elsa. But this year he looks like he's got a little bit of more of a pep in his step. And as you're waiting in line, he approaches you, and he's trying to, you can tell he's trying to look cool. I don't know if he's winning or not, but he's trying. Hey Elsa, hey everybody, Sam, Lauren, Roxy, how's everyone doing?
Hi Ryan, good to see you.
Hey.
Did you guys check out the robot boxing yet? That was really sweet.
I want to
It's
see
next on the agenda. It's next on the agenda.
Okay, cool.
What kind of music does it play?
This Time Window? What is all this?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't gone in yet. There was one dude I know who went and checked it out, and they let you pick a time in history, and it shows you what you want to see. It sounds terrifying, to be honest. I had choice paralysis. Great. Yeah, and I've been holding my ticket for it's been burning a hole in my pocket. I just don't know what I want to see. What do you think you guys, girls, would want to see?
I'd want to go to Woodstock.
Woodstock's a great idea.
That'd be cool. Talk about naked people.
Woodstock.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Tons of music at Woodstock.
that's true.
Or maybe like if you can get really sort of specific with this, something like I went to go see Black Sabbath play their very first show in Birmingham or something like this. That would be really something.
Okay, this
Oh,
is
yeah,
really,
maybe
you're
say no.
thinking so small. You're thinking small. It's, what about like medieval, like some kind of king's court? That's what I want to see. Or someone get their head chopped off. I don't know.
Like
Something like that.
Like a Viking conquest, or like like them doing the Blood Eagles with the Christians.
Mm,
I haven't heard of that band yet.
Killer.
what does that mean?
Oh, that is when Vikings would peel the back folds off of Christians and hang them from their innards so that they look like an eagle made
What?
out of blood.
Whoa.
Can,
You were
can we
so
just
cool.
do dinosaurs or something?
That's nasty.
It's awesome, is
Would-
what it is.
What'd you say, Sam?
That's metal.
I said, can we just do like dinosaurs or something?
Oh,
That's what I was gonna
dinosaurs.
say. Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs was gonna be my choice. But this
I-
Blood Eagle
I
thing has
think-
got me thinking.
But there's gotta be like rules on what they let you see, right? Because
Yeah,
like I
there's a guy
can't walk
who, like,
in and go see
curates content.
Terminator.
Yeah, maybe it's like the movies. Like you go and see a PG-13 movie or something. They're like, oh, you can't go see Catherine the Great, doing stuff with the horse or something, because that's bad.
Does it have to be backward?
I don't think it goes forward. But
Oh,
yeah,
man,
there is
that would be
there's
cool,
there is an attendant who like curates that stuff. So like, some 7-year-old's not gonna watch like, French Revolution. I mean,
That
but
makes
it's
sense.
Yeah.
historical, so they really should. I don't know what they're doing.
That's like educational shit.
The person at the front actually is looks like the line X is actually cut down. He's like, "All right, next up, who wants in?"
Hey
And
guys, why
very-
don't
Come on,
we
Lauren.
Do
It's
you
go
want to?
time.
Do you want to go? Yeah, okay. You all going together?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all go in. Ryan kind of also like sneaks in there because he's trying to be cool. They close the door. It's a fairly large room. It's like 12 by 12. It's all stainless steel. There is a huge window in front of you. It looks almost like it's like a jumbotron, but it's right in front of your face. There is a woman who's sitting in there. She's got what looks like to be a really high-tech laptop that's actually built into the wall. The number of series of cables running up to the big orb device itself that's in the back end of this. But she basically welcomes you all. Hey, welcome to Time's Window. We do curate a lot of the content here, so you can't see anything too inappropriate. This is more of an interesting educational opportunity. What is it you would like to see today?
When you say too inappropriate, like violence, not so. Like how violent can we get here?
Medieval battle would probably be fine.
Oh yes, that would be very good. Like
Anything
like in
too gory,
Conquest.
we do have waivers. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
Viking Conquest. It is, everybody. I sense some apprehension.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm, That's
Viking
it's metal.
conquest.
She, with the clicky clack of a number of keys, You see it. You see one of the last battles in the year 1050, where the Vikings were making their last push into Britannia, trying to keep the land that they had taken. And they actually lose that battle. But you see for about 15 minutes one of the most hardcore things you've ever seen in your life. This is warfare. There are horses, there are axes, there are limbs flying left and right. And she's like, ooh, I might get in trouble for this one. They do monitor some of these, but I'll just say I was alone in here. It'll be fine. It's educational, right?
Do I hear her say that? Do I hear her say all that?
Oh yeah, probably. She's just like talking to herself. She's like...
So, Lauren is like, it's okay. My parents let me read Stephen King, so it's okay. We'll be fine. I promise.
Oh, great.
If anyone should see it, it's this group. So you're really actually lucky.
Meanwhile, Sam is screaming,
Yeah.
"No, not the horse!"
This is like
Roxy kind of covers Sam's eyes.
This is sort of family reunion like you have here. So
That Lauren talking about how her parents let her read Stephen King. She actually turns up the volume, and you just hear you hear it just worse. But after a while, a green light kind of goes like as if it's like a weird. You're in prison, and now this door is unlocked. You know. All right, next. Like there's no warmness left. It's just like, okay, yep, next. And a bunch of small kids pull in, and they're like, dinosaurs.
Oh man, can I
And
stay for
Lauren's
the
like,
dinosaurs?
you should think about like having like a discussion group after this. Like, I think that could be very valuable to the participants.
Yeah. Moving on. And she just seems to be
Roxy
doing
kind
it.
of checks on Sam on the way out.
The horse, he fell over. It was sad.
Elsa,
Well, it's
tell her
okay.
these are the realities of battle.
yes, and the horse died a hero's death, so he is in Valhalla. Riding around in the fields.
Does he have 8 legs now?
Something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, Sam, if you want to listen to this mixtape I got, it might help you out just a little bit. It's got some Prince and Megadeth and
Oh, I like Prince. I'll take those headphones.
I like Megadeth. I'll have the headphones after.
cool.
So Ryan's like, hey, that was really cool. It was really neat to see some of your cultural heritage and to get to know a little bit more about that.
Lauren rolls her eyes in an exaggerated fashion.
I'm gonna go back to work at the popcorn booth. Maybe I'll catch you later.
Okay. Maybe when we see each other again, you will talk normal, because you sound funny.
yeah, maybe I do. All right, I'll catch you later. And he scurries off.
Elsa.
As you're walking around,
Dang,
you
Elsa.
see a kid that you see a kid that you see there every year. His name is Toby. He's about 7. He's walking with this old man that everyone calls Old Jeb. You see him drop his keys for a moment, and as he goes to pick them up, one of the legs on his pants kind of like creeps up, and you see that his leg is actually like not just prosthetic, but it's robotic. It is like something out of the Terminator. It's got a couple blinking lights, like, and after he picks it up, he goes and talks to one of the other adults. Toby, who's like seen you all here a couple of times before, he runs up to you and he's like, "Hey, you guys check out the dinosaurs in that thing? It was super cool, right?"
We saw a
we
battle.
watched- Vikings.
You saw a battle.
It was full out war, man.
Yeah, they were,
The horse
just
didn't make it.
I didn't think they let you see that kind of stuff. Huh. I'm going to have to ask next time. Do you know my grandpa was one of the first people to get one of these robot legs? Yeah, it's pretty rad. As the grandpa hears him talking about it, he's like, Tyler, what are you doing? Get over here. Oh, sorry, gotta go, guys. And he pulls him away. But you guys end up seeing some of the different attractions. Sam, you get to go see the robot boxing. It's everything you wanted. It's giant Rock'em Sock'em robots. They play scorpions rock you like a hurricane the entire time. There's nuts and bolts flying as like metal's getting crunched, and you actually get to pay a couple tickets, and like it's this almost like an early VR thing where it like motion captures your arms, and you get to smack this thing around. Why don't you go smack the other robot around a little bit? Want to hop in the ring and
Hell
try it
yeah.
out?
What am I doing?
All
Get
right,
me
so-
in there.
Yeah, so the attendant hands you this it's almost like a couple of, it's weird, it's like Velcro, right? There's no wires attached, but it's like little points on your hand, forearms, shoulders and things. And as you move, the robot moves. Why don't you quickly give me, check your character sheet, body and force,
Okay.
which is
So-
7 dice. And anything above anything that's on these D6 is a 6 is a success. Your opponent is this
Wait, what?
other teenager. What's up?
I didn't hear what you said. It kind of like cut out on my end.
Oh, 6s are successes in this game.
Okay. Okay.
You look across the way, and there's this mulleted kid who's super pimply. He's got a Judas Priest shirt. And he's just like, and his robot just looks awful. Like it's already taken a beating, but he's like very confident. What'd you get?
I only got 2 6s.
Well, let's take a look at your sheet. So each one of these kids has different problems, right? They've got things like problems with their family, problem with how they relate to other kids in life. They also have something that they're proud about, right? Your particular point of pride is that you don't rely on anyone. You can fix it yourself, right? And as you go to strike this robot, like part of his forearm falls off a little bit, and you realize that its hands are your hands. You can try and literally have this thing fix itself as quickly as possible, or take its arm off and whack the other robot with it. What do you choose to do here?
Oh shit, that's a tough choice.
In the
gonna
chat,
try
we've got
to give
someone
it a-
saying this is the Nintendo Power Glove. It totally is.
I'm going to try to fix it because I think that is what Sam would want to do.
Awesome. Let's roll Tech and Tinker, which is 8 dice for you.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I got 1 6.
That is enough. Your robot quickly takes a step back as it misses a strike. Your hand is its hand. You quickly reassemble the forearm back to the bicep, and it springs into action. You're able to grab the arm that's coming at your robot, and you strike him back. He's not so lucky. That other robot has been taking damage all day from little punk kids who don't know how to fix things, and it fizzles to the ground with a very, well, anything's a smoke machine if you mess it up hard enough, right? This thing is billowing smoke, and the little redhead hick kid across the way is like, gosh darn it! And he's taking off little electrodes, and he's super embarrassed. And what do your friends do? All these people are like, yeah, I've never seen that before. They're all clapping at you.
I think in a slightly uncharacteristic manner, Lauren is like absolutely losing it, like screaming and just like, yeah. I think she has a secret love for professional wrestling that she doesn't share with anyone, so she's living a little bit right now.
Roxy throws up the
She could share it
horns.
with me.
She jumps up and down.
Awesome. So some time
I
passes.
feel like the
you all
Undertaker.
Right.
I'll be Paul Bearer.
Hell yeah.
Gotta have a pallbearer.
And then Elsa, you can make the noise on your guitar like "Durr, durr." And then Roxy, you can come in this awesome like badass like black dress and just be like dun 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 dun. Oh, see, we got the whole crew.
I love it.
Love it.
Halloween.
This is your
Awesome.
calling name.
1994.
Yeah. You'll be back next year with like coordinated costumes. I just know it.
Hell.
Some time passes. You try out the other rides. You try out the anti-grav chamber. It's an anti-grav chamber. You feel sick after a few minutes because everything's topsy-turvy. It's like being in outer space. But now that there are places to explore, each one of you has something in this town that you don't come here too often, and there are people that you're excited to see. Let's start with Roxy. Roxy's favorite place is this record store in town called Relax Music. So do you all kind of like split your separate ways to go check these things out and like go meet up later for dinner or whatever? Yeah.
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 Cool.
Split the party.
Right. Yeah. So, Roxy, you walk into this place. It's always been really cool. They have the newest posters up, but they also keep the classic ones. They always have weird incense burning in the place, and new CD racks are, full of not only new bands, but bands that people haven't even heard of yet. There's a bunch of indie artists about to make it big. This is Roxy's heaven. You sometimes spend most of your whole trip in here just with your headphones on, sampling stuff. This is the one kind of place where you can take any album off the shelf, whether it's CDs aren't out yet, but it's like cassettes and records, and you can put them in the players and just listen to the whole thing. They want people to experience the music, get people into it, and they hope for a sale, but you're also kids, so that they're not expecting you to drop tons of money in records. But there's another thing or another person you like here that you like to see every time you come. Her name is Stacy. You kind of look up to her. She's older, maybe like 2-3 years older. I think someone in her family owns the store, but she lights up when she sees you and she says, "Hey, Roxy, how you doing? Good to see you this year."
Roxy's very nervous, and she's kind of kicked out of the euphoria of being in her favorite place, and she just kind of lights up uncharacteristically. Hey, oh hi, how? I'm good. How are you?
Good. Did you bring a mixtape this year? You want to trade again?
Yeah. I actually got one, hoping I'd see ya. She pulls one out, and she wrote bubble letters on a label for the mixtape, and kind of awkwardly gives it to her. It was just, some stuff I thought you might like to listen to. She hands it to her.
Cool. I did the same, and she reaches under the cash register and pulls out a mixtape too. It's become like a tradition for the two of you for like the last 2 years or so. But yeah, she's very cursive font. Hands you a tape. It's one of the good ones too. It has like 120 minutes. Like these are one of the expensive cassette tapes you can put like extra music on. But she's like, "Hey, come over here. You're gonna love this." And she walks over to one of the cassette stereo things that they're so big they look like a bookshelf. They're all big, black, rectangular, full of like 80 million buttons to equalize things. But there's only one headset. So she kind of takes it and flips one of the ears around and just kind of gets up to you and she's like, "This is this freaking band that's super good. It's called Soundgarden. It's this new album called Super Unknown. I think you really like it. And I don't know, you spend like the next 30 minutes practically just kind of glued to the hip, listening to this full album. And it's pretty cool. How's Roxy feeling? What are you thinking about as you're in this space with this person who you kind of idolize?
She's glad she could share a music moment with somebody that she looks up to, especially in her favorite place. It's kind of perfect. She's feeling like this might be her best visit on this day, and she's kind of still clutching the mixtape with both hands, like, yes, I got one, and I'm listening to music with my favorite person. Yes, she's very excited.
Awesome.
Kind of.
So that plays out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That plays out for a while, and as that's happening, we will cut to, let's see, Sam. Your favorite place here is this little place called Radio Hut. It's like a Radio Shack knockoff. And there's this guy who he's one of these like handy people who likes to take everything apart and put them back together. It's kind of how like you two bonded. You know, you come here even when you were way younger, buying like spare parts for all the weird things your dad brings home to have you fix. And some of the things your dad has been bringing you home for the last couple, I don't know, 6 months, have been stranger than usual. Like, but you're still able to keep up. You're still able to tinker with them, fix them, things like that. So kind of going to a place like this, which is, you know, it's full of CB radios and like remote control cars. It's less than what you're used to, but it probably makes you feel more at home, right? There's not as much pressure to impress anyone here. And Sherman's always super excited to see you. You walk in, you hear the little jingle bell thing. There's a couple customers already in the store, but every time you've met this guy, he says, "Haha, first customer of the day," which is clearly the worst joke ever because there's people in the store. And he says it every time. He's super cheese. But he sees you and he's like, Sam, you're getting so big. It's so exciting to see you here. Your dad's in here for parts every now and then. I can't keep up with his orders. You know, they're always in bulk too. It's crazy. But hey, how are you enjoying the carnival?
I just whooped this dude's butt at the robot boxing, and it was awesome.
Oh, man, I wish I had my new camcorder to check that out. You gonna do a rematch?
Maybe you can go to the time window and watch it in replay. I don't know how that works.
You're so smart. Why didn't I think of that? I've been wasting money on cassette tapes for years. Now that we got this thing, sky's the limit.
That's right.
Good thinking, Sam.
What's happening, Sherman? What's in the know?
You want to know the new hotness?
Yes.
Yeah. So, CB radios. Been selling them for years. This new model's coming out. Portable. Can you believe it? Portable CB radio.
Portable?
Yeah, it's like super small.
Like,
it's like the size of maybe like a concrete block.
That's it?
It comes with a backpack strap, and you can still talk to all your friends in China. It's super cool.
You can like carry it with you?
Yeah.
Do you have one?
No, it's coming out next year. But I got the model just under it that can teach you how to use the new one. And, you know, the new one's coming out in like a month. This thing's not going to move. Do you want to take this one for a year and then come back and trade me?
Well,
I mean, you can tinker with it. All right, well, here you go. He reaches on the counter, gives you a box. It's a fairly good CB radio. It's like, it does have some weird instructions where you could take a bunch of wire and wrap it around your chimney at home to make a giant antenna. It's a little unorthodox, but, you know, it works. So he's like, all right, yeah, hey, bring it back next year. Swap you for the portable. And, hey, tell your old man to say hi.
I will. This
all right,
is
right
so
on.
cool.
Catch you later.
Thanks, Sherman.
cut to
Like walking out with the
Lauren.
box.
Yeah, you're right. I'm supposed to be going to a fair. Now I'm carrying this 20-pound box. This is not efficient. We cut to Lauren. Lauren, one of your favorite places here is Dolman's Candy Store, but he also has a section that's a ton of really cool books. Some classics, but also a lot of like really interesting young adult fiction. And, you know, people tend to look down upon young adult fiction, but it's always cutting edge sci-fi alternative kind of stuff that really is exciting. You know, it's not Herman Melville or anything. And every year he has like taste testing things for kids that you've been coming here for a while, you know. As soon as he sees you, he has 4 little like paper bags for you and your friends that are all like goodies. But before he gives them to you, you walk up and you see the door and there's a sign that says he's going to be retiring. And this place has been open for like 40 years. He's like in his 60s. He's kind of got that little old man thing going. And he's skinnier than he was the last time you saw him. But you walk in, he lights up like a Christmas tree. You see that he's walking slower than he ever has before. Like age is kind of just getting to him. But he says, Lauren, you're in town for the festival. Good to see you again. I got these for you and your friends. Gives you the candy bags full of all kinds of custom treats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, thanks. I've been looking forward to these for a long time. But, like, I saw the sign, like, you're retiring? Like, for real?
Yeah, you know, I'm getting up there in years. You know, don't worry about it too much. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. Did you go on any new adventures, Lauren? I know something you're really interested in.
And Lauren, like, definitely, like, has a bit of, like, a shifty eye. And she's like, you know, still the adventures on the page, you know what I'm saying?
But someday they won't be. Someday they'll call you,
maybe.
Lauren. Hey, did you finish the book I gave you last year, The Phantom Toll Booth?
Yes. What a journey. I was
strange,
really
right?
impressed. I just like smashed through that one. I read it so fast I couldn't put it down.
Yes. Kind of like a little victory thing. Got a new one here for you. It's a really creepy one too, though. I think your friend Elza might really like it. Maybe pass it on. Give the gift of reading, you know what I mean? It's called The Midnight Club. It's about a hospice for youths. And they all got like terminal problems. But they meet at midnight. And they tell scary stories to each other. And they make a pact that the first one of them that croaks, they're going to meet the others again later and contact them from beyond. It's flying off the shelves. I saved a copy for you. My gift to you, since it's probably my last time seeing you here for these fairs.
Well, oh my gosh, that sounds so rad. Thank you. And you're totally right. Elza will like this. I think Roxy will like it too, honestly. And
Yeah,
and
probably.
maybe Sam, I guess, if no animals die in it. So
No, just kids.
Oh yeah, whatever then. Yeah, no, this one definitely ripe for drama. This sounds perfect. And then Lauren looks down and kind of shuffles her feet a little bit and then looks back at him. I'm gonna miss seeing you here, you know, glasses crew. And she like wiggles her like super thick glasses.
Yeah, he's got super thick glasses. It makes his eyes look really tiny, like Charlie Brown tiny. But he tells you, maybe don't wait till next year to tell me what you thought of this one. Call me when you finish it and let me know what you thought.
Okay, I mean, it won't be long, you know. I'm gonna do it fast like I normally do.
He has never said this to you before, out of character.
Okay.
He's always like, see you next year. Well, do you want to investigate for more information?
Very much so.
Okay. All of my things here, I wrote down the rules, but not this time. In your case, this will be mind, and let's do comprehend.
Okay.
So it's 6 dice for you.
Yes.
You're trying to understand what's happening here with this guy.
Ooh, Sarah the player is notoriously unlucky dice roller, so I have got no successes whatsoever.
You want to use your pride to make this a success? Because you're the top of your class. Nothing gets by you.
She really wants the information, so I will say yes to employ that.
Okay, so once per story, you can use these. So for a one shot, it's like spend them like water, you know.
Absolutely.
So you succeed. What is your question to this man?
I think Lauren's question is, what's the real reason you're retiring? She doesn't accept the getting old excuse.
He does like one of those things where like people swallow when they're nervous kind of thing. He's like, I do have something to tell you, and I didn't want to ruin the fair for you or anyone else, but you and I have always had a special friendship. I am terminally ill with bone marrow cancer. I've got about 3 to 5 months, but I intend to do some traveling and see some family, and I'm going to have my adventure, Sarah. And we're still going to make this the best festival ever. Got it?
And she definitely like has a moment. She's like, yeah.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah, you'll have adventures.
And you will too. I guarantee it. On and off the page,
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, a real one this time. I promise.
I know. Gonna go far, kiddo.
Okay, well, I gotta take him there, Candy. I was talking about it, you know. So.
Tell him I say hi.
Yeah, I will. I'll see you later.
All right. We cut to Elsa's favorite place, which probably isn't what people would expect. It's this little place called Putnam's Waterfront Ice Cream. But coincidentally, a ton of people who love to play rock music hang out there. They get an ice cream, they chill out back by the river where there's really no staircase. It's literally just grass going right into what is a very fast-moving river. People boat on this thing and kayak. But, you know, all the rockers, metalheads, hippies have little jam sessions down there. You see a couple of friends. You even see Ryan down there. And you have a good time. You see Ryan down there, and he's actually playing guitar, which you've never seen him play before. And he doesn't know you're there. But he's playing really well. And you can tell that this is something that is not just like a hobby to him or something that he picked up from his uncle. It's like something that is truly uniquely his own. And there are a couple people who are actually like clapping as he's done his little set. But he turns around and sees you, and he's like, white as a ghost for a moment. Oh, hey Elsa, how are you doing?
Hey, that's what's really good.
You think so?
Yeah, I had no idea that you played that like this. I mean, I know you're that as your duo, but you know, I didn't know that you. Wow. That's
yeah,
awesome,
he doesn't.
dude.
He's not. Thanks. He doesn't know. He's very much into all these different types of music, and I just want to like shred, but also play, you know, everything from bluegrass to R&B stuff. And I just don't think he'll understand, you know.
How do you learn this then? You didn't tell him? He didn't teach you?
No, I just read books and come here. I learn from these people.
Dude,
This is where I learn.
you're amazing.
Thank you. This is my music school, I guess you could say. As far as that is. You want to play with us?
My mind is so blown right now. Your dad is a music teacher, and you learn from this like group of like musicians. That is so bad.
I know. I mean, he wants me to like learn saxophone and trumpet and stuff, though.
Listen, I tell you what, my parents wanted me to learn piano when I was little, and I learned it, and I was good at it. But then I heard some music that sounded like angry and violent, and you know, was just different than anything I ever heard. And I decided to play that instead of what my parents say, so I can like strike out on my own as a musician. You have to.
And I get that. It's because, yeah. Well, you just feel it, right?
Yeah.
When I play those other instruments, I don't feel it.
Oh, you need to find the instrument that is right for you, that you feel. But you are very good on guitar. I have to tell you that.
Oh, thanks. Hey, grab yours. Let's jam for a while.
I believe hers is all the way back in the car, so she'll probably run back and get that. But do exactly that.
He actually walks with you, and you spend the time that it takes you to walk there, back, and jam, just hanging out with this person, getting a better appreciation for things. As the fair kind of wraps up, you all go home. You talk about your experiences on the way back. I'll let you guys have the scene in the car.
And Lauren is very pointedly not saying anything about GM. Would it be Mr. Dolman? Is that who that is? His name?
Yeah.
Okay. So Lauren is not like saying anything, and she is like a little bit quiet. She keeps flipping over this Midnight Club book, and she is. Have I already distributed the candy at this point?
If you didn't, they would have jumped on you like sharks to a blood in the water.
Yeah.
This candy smells fantastic. I see Roxy like foaming at the mouth for those custom-made gummy worms with tropical flavors.
Yeah, so I think Lauren is just like chewing on like a king size whatchamacallit, just kind of like intermittently and flipping through the pages. And she suddenly like looks up and she goes, all of us have to read this book that I got, The Midnight Club. It's about like kids, like sick kids, and they tell each other scary stories, and then they're gonna like talk to each other from the dead. We all have to read it. I'm gonna read it first, and then all of you are gonna read it, okay?
That sounds amazing.
Are we starting a book club?
I mean, I can see if I can track down some other copies, and if we can all read it at one time, then yeah, we could definitely have a book club.
Book clubs sound cool.
I'm a slow reader though, so don't rush me.
I will give you enough time.
Okay.
What else did you all get? You got your candy. What else? Anything else? Anybody got stuff?
I ate 13 corn dogs.
How did you get them? I thought you were banned.
The mustache. It worked.
BS.
At least
you
gets
didn't
him
get
every
sick.
time. There's a chunk of Mr. Mosier's beard missing. It's like he wasn't even smart enough to cut it from the side. It's like in the middle of the
Mr.
beard
M,
leaf,
no.
right? Yeah, it looks
Not
like
like this.
unfinished Tetris.
I also got a cool new radio to play with. It's gonna be cool.
Wow.
If we
That's
all
pretty
get
sick.
radios, we could talk to each other when we're not with each other.
Why don't you just use a telephone, sweetie?
'Cause
Like a normal
this is way
person.
cooler.
Can it go to France?
Yeah,
Yes!
they bounce off the moon with a signal. They go anywhere in the world.
Yeah, but
She
like,
wants to-
what if
Oh, that's
you
cool.
like, have it on like in your pocket or something?
This is very similar to that because you could carry it like a purse.
This is why walkie-talkies are better, when you're riding around on bikes and such.
But they don't go as far. You could talk to people back in your the old country.
Can I put stickers on it?
Yes.
Well, this way I'll finally be
Cool.
able to talk to my pen pal because my parents won't let me call because it's like super long distance. It'll cost like $1 bazillion. So this is like free, basically.
I mean, you would have to purchase a radio and then also have your friend purchase a radio, but yes. I would
Yeah.
help you set it up. It would be awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna write her another letter then, and I'm gonna send it. I'll tell her what she needs to get.
Okay, cool.
As
Roxy, what'd you get?
as this, go ahead.
Roxy kind of just takes one part of the headset off, like I got music, but then she catches herself like, oh, I got a mixtape from Stacy. We exchanged mixtapes, and you guys got to check out this new album by Soundgarden. I think that was their name. It's like
Dad, put it in.
really, really cool. So
Safe
she
track.
Trying to get
carefully
my dad
takes
to
out
put the tape in.
awkwardly hands over the mixtape. There's a mix of like really happy punk rock London type and just uppity happy music. And she just kind of sits there.
Elsa kind of, on hearing that that's what's on the tape, is kind of just leaning against the glass, like, this is okay. I guess.
Alrighty. You head back to the city. Life resumes. You go back to school. We will take a quick break, and we're going to skip a year ahead to see what happens next year, where things are not the same. Definitely. That'll be very interesting for all of you and the things that you know about this place. This is the Mondo Cane Takeover with Weave the Tale. We are raising funds for Roll for Ukraine to help the people of Ukraine during this crisis. Please donate. We will be giving away a lovely set of yellow and blue dice from Odd Duck Dice, as well as 2 or 3 lovely dice bags provided to us by our friend Kat, Dead and Glow. Handmade. They look fantastic. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, maybe sooner. And stay tuned. Be right back.
between the walls of reality, beyond the veil of imagination, exist remarkable worlds parallel to this one. Cross over the abyss with us to embrace the mystery of adventure as we shed our skins to become heroes, gods, and monsters. Spend precious moments away from the desert of the real and discover brave new worlds. Weaving tales of intrigue and woe, playing games with dire consequences. Blessed by Lady Luck and doomed by Father Fate, our stories will evoke the strange and occult. This is the Mondo Cane Takeover.
I'm Rick with Mondo Cane Publishing. With us tonight is also Sarah, Kaylee, and Casey from Mondo Cane, respectively, with our special guest tonight, our dear friend Rissa, who you can find her voice acting talents over at Rissa Voices on Twitter. We are raising money for the wonderful cause of helping our friends over in Ukraine. Let's see, United Help Ukraine, which is a reputable charitable nonprofit where 99% of the funds go to people helping internally displaced people of Ukraine affected by the invasion in Eastern Europe. But anyway, people who donate during the stream, we will be selecting someone at random between now and when the stream ends to win a wonderful set of dice provided to us by Odd Duck Dice, and 2 or 3 dice bags handmade by our friend Kat, who you can find at Dead and Glow. So thank you for joining us once again. Mondo Cane Takeovers are going to be ongoing first Saturday of every month, typically with this cast of wonderful people, but occasionally the fun special guest. Tonight we're playing Tales from the Loop, and it has been a lot of fun so far. I'm happy to get into this, which is now going to be skipping a year ahead in the life of these young adults. Some of them practically kids. As we do head back to now the year 1995, how do you think each of you has changed over the last year? What do you think some of the developments in your characters would have been? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Cool.
I think that Lauren, in a quest to have an adventure, has been like going out into nature more, like really making use of the bike and just going into the trees and kind of seeing how far she can go. Maybe taking some writing and reading materials and getting ideas for her own stories, but just looking for some kind of lead to an adventure. And I think she, probably found a cool little couple places in the process. At this point, I think she's really entering her, like, I really want a boy to notice me phase of life. Like, she's just ready for that, and she's like fully like open to that, and she wants that for herself very much. And I think it's just an even larger desire for closer companionships. I don't think much has changed for her on the family front. Her parents are still very driven by their careers, and so she is either with this group of friends or by herself. So I will, if I could, I will say that within a month of getting the Midnight Club, she would have called Mr. Dolman to regale him with her thoughts and feelings.
So he would have picked up. He would have been super excited. You would have talked about it for as long as you wanted, because he's old and lonely and thinks that you're fantastic. So as the year passes and that conversation ends, you would eventually get a postcard about 6 months later, and its return address is in Hawaii, but it's a letter with a postcard in it. A little weird. It's a postcard of Maui, On the back of it, it says, "My last big adventure, and the first of many for you. Thank you for sharing worlds and stories and literature with me." And it's signed, Mr. Dolman. But on the inside, there are 4 tickets to Honolulu with no set date. That on the little note says, "When you're old enough, enjoy."
Oh my goodness. So she's putting them away with her most dearest possessions, I'm sure, in a sacred place. And, whenever she reunites with everybody, she's going to be super excited about that.
Rightfully so. Let's see. Elsa. How does Elsa change over the next year? You're the oldest kid in the group. You're like, I think maybe 16, 17 by now.
Yes, so this year Elsa will be turning 17, and she will spend much of the year practicing guitar. She sort of is in that pipeline of music student to college music student, orchestral kind of audition process and so on. And during this time as well, she will more than likely be spending some time with Ryan, just practicing, just jamming out, introducing him to some of the sort of gnarlier sort of shredding that she likes to do, and picking up from him perhaps some of the R&B or bluegrass type of things that he is inspired to play, and balancing that with her time with her friends as well. Parents will be pressuring her greatly to prepare for her college and her senior year of high school, wanting her to go to probably like Berkeley or something, but she is not really wanting to go to college and instead wants to form a band and start touring. So there's probably been some sort of heated discussions over that.
Be a fly on the wall for that. It'd be awesome. That stuff with Ryan does happen for the first 4 months after the fair. The next month after he's not able to meet up with you, he sends you a bunch of goofy Polaroids of him and like people jamming down by the river. But then you don't hear from him for the second half of the year, and he doesn't show up at the different concerts that Mr. Yule puts on either, which is a little strange. Sam. What's up in Sam's life between 1994 and 1995?
Sam would spend some time getting familiar with her new radio. I think Lauren's telling her to read that book potentially ignited a little bit more of an interest in reading. She didn't spend a lot of time reading, but there's definitely I get why people like this sort of thing, and she probably reads a book a month. Or one every 2 months, maybe. She's not a fast reader.
Whatever it takes to get that personal pizza from Pizza Hut back in the day.
That's right. And I think she would have spent some time trying to do some things to help her friends, seeking more validation from other women. So maybe working on trying to make amps sound better for Elsa, headphones, clearer headphone sounds for Roxy, and trying to get Lauren in contact with her friend in France, trying to do things like that. But I also think she's probably growing into her own a little bit more as a woman. and maybe, like Lauren, is starting to feel a little let down by the fact that boys look at her like she's one of the guys.
Over the course of that time, your friend Sherman would catch up to you now and then. About halfway through the year, you don't hear from him anymore. And then shortly after that, your dad was laid off for about 4 months. But strangely enough, with full benefits, as if nothing changed. Full week-to-week paycheck, non-unemployment. And then, a few weeks ago, as it's now coming back to September, where the festival is, he went back to work sometime in August, but he was working from home. They were sending him parts, and they actually sent a big mobile land vehicle to deploy what is now like a new garage at your home with like the high-tech tools he used to use to fix things while at the loop. Casey is giving me that face because she knows something ain't right.
It's that weird Rick shit.
And then, so about a week
TM.
before the festival, he started commuting to work again.
Okay.
Roxy, what's going on in Roxy's life?
Over the past year, she's gotten way more into music, has been able to learn how to express herself more. Her art, sketching in her notebook, writing her own lyrics to songs that no one will ever see but Stacy. When she sends off the mixtapes, she kind of wraps them up like gift wrapping. And she's kind of branched out socially, trying to be more expressive. And in doing that, she figured she might hit up a couple of cafes and do some spoken word with the lyrics that she does feel comfortable sharing. Of course, when she reaches out to Sam or Elsa or Lauren, she'll give a little snippet during those phone conversations. And it'll be just, uncharacteristically really heartfelt stuff where she'll get kind of emotional with it, but then she'll pull back saying, I'm not a wuss. It's, you know how I feel about you guys. You guys are my friends. Yeah. She doesn't hear from her parents, so she keeps very close ties with her friends. Last time she heard from her parents in that year was about probably the month prior. They were in Hawaii doing their own thing, and she tells stories about how crazy her Aunt Gina is, and how she's just she's a typical teenager getting more comfortable with herself, and she's still maintaining that awkwardness.
Cool. A couple of mixtapes have gone back and forth through the mail between you and Stacy. Always interesting stuff. And then every now and then you send each other basically the exact same mixtape. And then the following letter is you both laughing about it, as if you're trying to like one up each other on new stuff. And it's just the same stuff, which probably makes you feel closer to Stacy. But then about 3 or 4 months ago, you didn't get one back.
That would have made Roxy kind of sad.
Probably. So right before it's time to, it was like a week before that festival again, you're at school, you're hanging out by your locker, and this guy who's a classmate of yours, he's obnoxious. His name is Todd, walks up to you, and he's like, hey, you four typically go to that festival like every year, right? It's like your tradition thing.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah.
What do you want, Todd?
Yeah, I get canceled this year.
You're canceled.
Your face is canceled.
You wish my face was canceled.
Why was it canceled?
Sorry, the older kids are speaking. I don't know. It's been like going on for like 200 years, and then all of a sudden they're like, let's move it to Keene, which is like an hour away. What the hell? It's a good thing I got my driver's license. I'm going to be driving out there myself.
Yeah, yourself alone because you're a loser, Todd.
Yeah, because my car's not big enough because it's cooler than that thing you drive around in all the time?
No, it carries
This
my
is-
friends because I have friends.
Her car's
is
cooler than
just-
yours.
A way for Todd to tell us that he has his driving license. Okay? So we know that now, Todd. You can leave.
Todd, do you have a girlfriend?
She's like in college. She's awesome. You can see that
Wow.
he's completely bullshitting.
So, college in Canada, Todd?
Yeah, how'd you know? Anyway, you're all weird. And he like scurries off.
Thanks.
He's based on a real person. He's just like this.
I know.
You know.
You guys,
You
Todd
do
was
know.
acting weird.
Todd is weird.
He's always weird.
I didn't
But
hear
it's
about
canceled.
being canceled.
He's trying to be like, oh, hey, yes, I will probably drive to the fair this year because I can drive and I have my car, and he tries to tell us this so that maybe we say, oh, Todd, you have a car, you can drive. Wow, can we come with you? It's not so subtle,
I'll ask my dad. He'll know if it's canceled for real. I think that Todd is a butthead.
He is a butthead. Sam, how's your dad's
Somebody-
beard?
I mean, it's big. Got bigger after he was laid off. It's like he stopped caring. But now he's back to work, so maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll do something about it.
Is it
Oh, wow.
like here to big long?
No, I told him he should do some cool braids though. I thought about you, Eld. Thought maybe he would appreciate that. We can get him a cool Viking beard going. He'll look real cool on his way to work.
One of those warriors we saw last year at the time window. This would be
Oh god.
oof.
There's some flashbacks
course,
happening right now, and three of your friends unintentionally.
Wow, you guys remember that?
And now it's just not gonna happen? Like, what's the reason? Like, why? Is there supposed to be, like, a huge weather thing? And, like, it's gonna, like, the wind's gonna blow it all down? I don't get it. Why?
Did the corn dogs go bad and hurt someone? I mean, Sam, you were fine last year.
The corn dogs. How am I gonna beat my record?
We can buy him frozen from the grocery store.
Ew, Lauren, no.
No,
That is
okay.
not the
So
same.
I don't want to be like Todd, but I have my driving license. I don't ask my dad for the car.
You're breaking up, Kaylee.
I was saying we could, ask my dad if we could have the car.
Ask your dad if we could have his car?
Yeah, I have my driving license. We can do this.
All right.
I'm down.
Yeah, my parents won't care. And it'll get us practice taking trips, so when we're all of age, we'll be ready for Honolulu.
Honolulu, what?
Wait, Hawaii?
GM, what have I told them? What I have told them about the tickets until now?
Probably, but it's up to you. You can reveal it now if you want to.
Yeah, maybe I'm just saying it. I was like waiting for this. Like, I was gonna. Yeah, so
It's more like Honolulu, what?
yeah, Yeah, Mr. Dolman wrote me this like postcard from Hawaii, and he had 4 tickets to Honolulu that we can use like whenever we want, like when we're more grown up. I mean, Elza, I know you're gonna like have to wait so like I can catch up and like finish high school. It's a while, but then we'll all 4 of us go. Talk about an adventure, am I right?
Are we gonna have drinks out of little coconuts? Because that is the coolest shit.
With umbrellas?
With the little umbrellas?
They're
Yeah.
gotta be everywhere, right? Surely.
We have, like the grass skirts in all of this.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I think
Volcanoes.
that's what's there.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I read about this. I don't know. Can't remember if it's close to Honolulu, but there's this huge mountain called Diamond Head, and you can go all the way up to the top and like see everything. We definitely got to do that.
Yes.
That's cool.
Oh, I could do some killer writing up there. Hey,
So
Elsa.
Screwbill, go ahead.
Roxy's just gonna kind of eye Elsa. What about your friend? Have you heard from your friend from the carnival?
Oh, no. I haven't really heard or seen Ryan too much for a while now. We used to have, like little jam sessions, but he just sort of, vanished. I figured maybe he, lost interest in music or hanging out with me, or I don't know, boys.
Oh.
What?
Boys.
No. That would be stupid because you're like the coolest person here.
Well,
You really are.
actually, you're the coolest person here, Sam, because like you can build like fucking anything. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but you got like the cute accent. You shut up. You're cool. You're cool.
Because
Elsa's medal, Sam's medal, Lauren's medal with her books. You guys
we are
rock.
all metal, and I keep saying this. We have to form a band, but you all need to learn music. Also.
I could play drums
I can write music.
or like a
Well, the
theremin.
words.
I could do that.
So Roxy, you need to learn how to scream a possum that has been run over. That is generally how metal music sounds. And Lauren, if
I got
you learn some bass, then we will be a successful metal band.
I was about to say I don't think my clarinet is gonna come in handy here.
I don't know. Maybe we can incorporate this somehow.
Gentle metal.
Yeah.
I learned to read books. Oh, I learned to like reading books. I'm open to
Awesome.
new experiences.
What did you read?
That last thing that you told me to read, I just returned it
Yeah,
to
the
the library,
Midnight Club. Mm-hmm.
and then I just went to the library, and I read this book. It was about these animals, and they buried them, but then they came back. It was real scary. It was that king guy.
Oh
you
yeah,
liked.
Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, that was freaky, dude.
Yeah, that one is really scary.
And then I read this weird, it was gross. It was like incesty weird. It was like, something attic, something
Flowers
petal-
in the
flowers.
attic.
Yeah, that was
a
a bad
real
choice.
weird one.
That was a
That
bad
was a
choice.
That was a
man.
crazy story.
You gotta start warning me about weird shit in books.
Yeah.
That girl and her brother. Ugh.
Yeah, no, that's something else. Oh, Elsa, I put the Blood Eagle in one of the stories that I'm writing.
is badass. And
Yeah.
you'll have to let me read this.
Oh yeah. I'll send you some pages.
You know, the Midnight Club got me thinking, guys. I want us to be friends for a while. And one of these days, I'm going to give you each copies of all the artwork and lyrics I have in this notebook. Someday. And that's all. That's all.
And someday, Roxy, I will communicate with your spirit after you go. Just like
That would be...
it's.
I would love that. Elsa, you're a good friend.
You too, Roxy.
School bell rings. You all kind of head on out. You go home. You do your thing. But then you guys meet up over at Sam's house the following day, because it is what is supposed to be the morning of the fair. Sam, as you went home, you would have had a scene with your dad. You probably asked him what was up, right?
Hell yeah. I need my 14 corn dogs. It's my record. I gotta win.
He tells you straight up, like, yeah, the fair got canceled. They moved it to Keene. But that town needs our tourist money. They rely on that. You can't just let them cancel that. We know people there anyway. You know, so why don't you take you and your friends, your buddy Elsa's got a driver's license, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, take the tank. Go have fun. I'll even pay to have you guys stay this time at the little hotel by Vixter's Pizza. You know, take a couple days, see your friends, have a good time over the weekend. Just
Okay,
be
but
good,
can-
for the love of God.
Can we have money for pizza? If you're gonna put us up next to the pizza, I can't take my friends to the place next to the pizza if we're not gonna be able to afford pizza.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, have a good time. I'm not depriving you of
I
these
give his
experiences,
bearded
Sam.
face a little slap.
The part that you cut out last year is half grown back in. The damage
Not my
is
fault.
still apparent. Yeah, you don't need a mustache this year, do you, though?
I don't know. Never know when
You
you
need
need
another
a
mustache,
mustache.
Sammy?
Dad.
You gonna go
Yeah.
incognito?
You could trim it off the other side and you can match.
How about you, Mrs. Smarty Pants, just keep the ones I cut for you so I don't have to keep on cutting? You ever think
Next
of that?
time. I'll remember that.
Me too. I hope. God, I hope.
I should probably trim
Oh,
that
it's
thing
fine.
back anyway.
Never. Anyway, so the following morning, you probably get a hold of your friends, call them up, and you meet outside of Sam's. As you all arrive on your bikes, Sam's sitting out there, probably twirling the keys.
I know how to fix this thing
Ooh.
if it breaks.
You do. Awesome. Well, you all head back.
Toss the keys.
Yeah,
I was gonna
toss
say I'll
them to
toss
Elsa.
the keys to Elsa when she gets here.
Okay, so is this like a automatic transmission? Because I don't know how to drive sick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, okay. Just somebody, like, if you can stand outside while I back it out of the driveway so I don't hit anything, we'll be okay once we're on the road. But like, this makes me nervous.
I got you.
I can't do it. I have no depth perception.
Do you want me to back it out?
Roxy plays Land Navigator.
Have I driven? Not to your knowledge. I look around for my dad.
He's He's gone to work.
Excellent. I've totally taken this bad boy out a couple times, though.
Okay, so if I crash it, then I can blame you and just say that you took the wheel and were like, oh, I did all the way drive.
Absolutely.
He can take the hit. Let's be real. This is huge.
We'll help you back out of the driveway, though.
So, yes, Elf is going to sit in the driver's seat and slowly back out of the driveway with the help of their friends and
Excellent. As you arrive back in Goffstown, there's no fair, but there's still things to do, people to see. As you park and you're about to go check on the people you'd like to see, you see Mrs. Wilson, the lady who sold you the tickets, with her infant child. Saying hi to you guys again. Oh, hey everybody, no fair this year, but good to see you. Still holding an infant child.
Hi.
Did you have another kid?
No, Nicholas? No, just the one.
Look
Do
at
you wanna
Lauren,
hold
who
him?
is also making another face.
Do you want to hold him, sweetie?
No! I mean, no thank you.
And Lauren like looks at the lady and she's just like, oh yeah, I mean little Nicholas just, you know, I guess savor this time because they grow up so fast.
So fast. You're so right, Lauren. You have such a good head on your shoulders.
And Lauren like kind of like as covertly as possible like looks over to Casey and sort of like leans in and she's like, you can't, it's weird, but we can't say anything because he could have something going on. We don't know. It's rude. We have to just no.
Something going on? Like what? Like
how old is Nicholas?
Well, he's only 6 months.
You said it's September right now?
Mm-hmm.
GM? Okay.
Yes. Yep. Full year. Anyway, I got to get to the grocery store. It was lovely seeing you and your friends again.
Yeah,
You
you
too, Mrs.
too.
Wilson.
You take care.
Take
Okay,
care of that
bye.
baby.
As you look around, the robot display is actually like over in a huge, I don't know, I guess like a big field area next to the Gravitron, which has now been kind of taken apart and turned into farming equipment. It literally hovers across the field and collects hay and produce from local farms. The one thing that's still there but very rusty is time window. Are you checking in on anyone that you met last time? And if so, who goes first?
Roxy's gonna check on Stacy.
Cool. You head on down to relax music. When you enter, the smell of the cool incense is gone. The new artist's wall is, well, it's the same as last year. There's no new posters or new bands. This is probably a first. There's a list of recommendations that the staff has, but it's the same one they had last year. Like, the same suggestions. you see Stacy at the counter, and she seems a little checked out. She kind of like hears the little bell and says, "Oh, hey, welcome to Relax Music. Anything you're looking for in particular?"
I say, no, hey, just, we were in the area and had kind of a bummer that the fair was canceled, but still wanted to check in on you, see how things are going. You doing okay?
Yeah, we're so glad you checked in. There is one new album I'd love to show you. Are you interested in listening to some new music?
Yeah, Stacy, I really like new music. You remember me, right? I'm Roxy.
Of course. Roxy, good to see you.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah, check this out. And she walks over by the stereo, and she hands you a pair of headphones, but she doesn't split it this time. Are you ready for this? This is great new stuff. Ready? And her finger's hovering over the play button, right? She presses it. It is Soundgarden's Super Unknown. Just came out. So good, right? I mean, Spoon Man.
Yeah, this is...
Feel the rhythm with your hand. Feel the rhythm like you.
Yeah, Stacy, this is great. This is still a great album. Do you...
Still a great album? It just came out.
Oh, all right. Roxy does not know what to do. She feels kind of stuck. So she's just gonna go with it and see what happens. So she's tries to play it off. She's like, "Oh yeah. So yeah, when did this come out?" She kind of wants to ask a few questions to see if she could dig a little deeper into what's going on.
Just last week.
Last week, okay.
Yeah, a lot
hey,
of customers
how's that?
really like it. I got an advance copy.
Oh, that's awesome. That's because you're cool, Stacy. Do you remember, speaking of music, do you remember that mixtape I gave you on my last visit? The bubble letters on the label?
I don't think you gave me one of those last year.
Oh. Yeah,
Not
it
with
could
bubble
be
letters. The year before it was like something else, I think. Anyway, I've got one for you. And she hands a tape from under the cash register, and it's the same one in cursive, 120 minutes.
Roxy takes it and looks at it. And that moment, she just has a gut feeling that something is going on. And she also feels kind of sad, but curious. She puts it in her bag. She's like, okay, well, how about I do this? She takes out a piece of paper from her notebook and writes a couple of quick lyrics on it and hands it to Stacy. And it's from just a couple of words from the song that she played for her from the new Soundgarden album. And it says, why don't you hold on to this? Just for now. And I'll come back soon and give you a tape. Or I'll leave it here for you or send it to you. Is that okay?
Oh, I'd love that. Thank you. Man, you learned these lyrics really quick, huh?
Yeah, you know how much I love music, Stacy. It just kind of sticks with me. And yeah, so all right, tell me, it looks different in here. Or is it just me?
Yeah? Do you like it? We have the new, I got a new poster of 2112 in the back. You can see the guy's butt. It's pretty funny. But Rush just came out with a new album called Interview. It's a mix of a couple different CDs. Yeah, pretty good stuff.
You know how much I love Rush. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go meet my friends again. But you sure everything's okay? You're doing all right?
Of course, I
Seemed a
feel
little.
great.
Okay. All right.
No,
Well, I will. I'll check you later, Stacy. You take care of yourself.
you too.
And Roxy kind of takes one very bewildered kind of look around and then does a slow, awkward shuffle out of the door and looks back at Stacy and just kind of has a feeling she can't let go. But she exits. She goes to find her friends.
Sam, you return to the radio hut?
I think you're muted.
Yeah, I gotta return this bad boy to Sherman and get my upgrade.
You are carrying this big old honking box of a CB radio. Little door chimes. There's no one in the store, but he still says, "Hey, first customer of the day." Oh, hey Sam, how's it going?
Am I really the
what
first
you got
customer this time?
I can't keep track. I just say the joke.
Yeah, I got this thing. I got this radio. I'm here to exchange for the upgrade.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Where'd you get this radio, Sam?
Are you joshing me?
No, I'm Sherman, man.
Are you Shermaning me?
I might be Sherman and you. It looks just like this one, and he pulls out the same CB radio. You buying from
I
somebody
thought you
else?
said it was
lately,
gonna be
Sammy?
like.
This is.
I thought you said it was gonna be smaller.
They thought what was going to be smaller?
The radio.
You bought this brand new one that just came out from a competitor, Sammy?
No, I got this here from. Oh, am I on Candy?
I haven't seen you in a year, and this just came out. That's impossible.
This is you are lying. You are a liar.
I'm lying. Do you
Come
want to roll to
on,
see
Sherman,
who's
give me the
lying?
new one.
The new one. Most people don't even know there's a new one coming out. Did you know they're making one that's small, that's like portable?
That's what I'm here for.
Well, it ain't out yet. It's coming out next year. You're gonna have to wait a whole year, little lady.
First of all, buddy, pal, Sherman, my friend, do not ever call me little lady again. Secondly,
Cool.
is this a joke?
No.
What did you give me last year then?
Sam, as you look around, the shelves are unusually dusty. Like this place hasn't seen a lot of traffic or customers or anything like that. It almost looks like it's been stuck in time.
That's weird, Sherman.
I mean, if you don't want that radio, I can give you store credit.
I do. Give me the radio. I'll take 2. Look, I did upgrades on this one. You can have this one.
You did upgrades to something that just came out a week ago?
Yeah, just a week ago. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I'm that good.
That's... Wow. Man, you are your father's daughter, ain't you?
You better heckin' believe it.
All right. Well, you come back in a year and we'll have that brand new portable craziness.
Yeah. Craziness. As Sam turns to leave, she's gonna run her finger along a shelf and hold up a dusty finger at Sherman. Losing your touch, old man.
I'm only 20. But yeah,
Older than
I
me.
guess. He walks over and puts his hand on the shelf as well, and he's staring at it for a while. Like it's weirding him out.
Later.
He does not respond. He's still touching dust on the shelf. Like,
I'm going to find the first person I can
as soon as you walk outside.
with my new old radio.
Laura. You going to Dolman's?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a somber walk, you know, because she assumes that he is no longer in the mortal realm. So, but yes, she does go to Dolman's.
As you walk down the street, they have one of those like red, white, and blue little flags that say open. You can see it from down the street. It's on his business.
Maybe what? No, he said he
You
didn't
walk up,
really need to
and
take
the
it.
sign that says retiring is gone.
He must have had some friend, like, yeah. And so Lauren will walk in.
Yeah. You walk up, it's a white building. It's got a number of stairs that go up. Big glass windows. You can see right inside. It's very well illuminated. You see rows of candy. You see the books. You see Mr. Dolman at the counter. And he's moving quicker than usual. He's kind of restocking shelves, reaching up even real high where he couldn't like reach up real high anymore.
And
There's a
I think
little
she's just
ding
Go
on the
ahead.
door. Oh, Lauren, hey, welcome back. I figured Mojo would bring you and the crew here. I got the taste testing set up as usual for you and your friends, so enjoy.
And she's just like in a stunned silence for a few seconds, her eyes wide and probably some little like wispy tears threatening to ruin her heavy eyeliner. And she like runs up to him and like hugs him. And she's like, "Oh my
thank you."
god, Mr. Dolman, like you're still around. Did you find some like really amazing doctor or like what happened?"
Doctor, I've never met her. Do I like sick or something? I'm fine, kid.
But last year at the fair, you said you were sick. You told me you were sick.
Oh, it was probably nothing. I'm quite well.
No, I remember. You said you had bone marrow cancer.
I've not even seen my doctor in months. I wouldn't have a prognosis like that, Lauren. Was this a dream or something you wrote down? I know you're always writing new stories.
No, you gave me the Midnight Club, the book, and I read it, and we talked about the book.
He stares off into the distance for a while. That is a good book, Lauren. It's a real good book. I'm glad you
guess-
liked it.
Yeah, I
Are you okay?
guess. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad to see you. Really.
I'm glad you're here. And he gives you a hug back. He also does not look tan. Not like he did in the picture from the postcard.
So you didn't go to Hawaii then?
Oh, I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. Never found the time, though. You should go
Is there any
someday.
chance, GM, is there any chance that like in my like backpack I would be like carrying around the postcard?
Probably. You're a sentimental person.
Indeed, I am.
You probably
So
use
I
it
would
as
like to.
a bookmark. Right?
That's exactly right. So could I reach in my backpack and retrieve this with the intent to show it to him?
You certainly may.
Okay, so Lauren will just like unzip super fast, like that super loud zipper sound, and like look through all her stuff. And like in the most recent book she's reading, I think Interview with a Vampire was out by then, I believe, in book form, because the movie was in the early 90s. Yeah. So yeah. So she takes out Interview with this postcard in it, and she like immediately turns, and surprisingly she doesn't care when she shuts the book and her place is lost, and she holds up this postcard and she's like, look, like I thought you had your adventure in Hawaii. And she holds out this postcard and like shows it, like wants him to like look at it.
He looks at it. He's also not wearing his glasses. Huh.
Where?
Would you look at that? Did you? Is this from the time window? I thought I couldn't look ahead. Man, look how good my tan looks.
No, it's not the time window. You're right. It said that can only go back. It's you sent this to me.
What? How?
You did. I'm breaking the simulation. This is giving me very like Westworld doesn't look like anything to me vibes.
I don't know, kid. I don't know. I don't know. I believe you. I just don't know. I can't explain that. I've never been to Hawaii. This is weird. Is there something we can ask about this?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask my friends when we get back together in a second, because like all of them went to talk to people. Like maybe they know somebody's gotta know something, because there is something weird happening. I'm sure of it.
Hon, all besides this, because this is weird. You have evidence, and this is weird. But nothing's changed here, except that they pulled the fair for at least a year. Everyone's still living here. Everyone's still fine.
Did they tell you why they canceled the fair after so long?
No. In fact, they didn't.
Okay, listen. I don't know. Okay, listen. You just stay here and be very safe. Don't like climb on a ladder or like be on a ledge or like hold a knife. Don't do any of that. Just like stay and just be here. And then I'm gonna get more info and I'm gonna come back. And Lauren like backs out of the door and is like kind of like this as she backs out the door and like goes back to the stuff. It's just like trying to hold her gaze on him as long as she can as she exits.
And you exit. Elsa, you look around. You have not seen Ryan yet. Same people are still jamming down by the river. But he just hasn't been around for some reason. Some time passes. You end up all, as you kind of walk towards the center of town, coalescing, you do see a familiar face, and it's Toby, that 7-year-old kid. But he's a little taller. He looks a little older. And he does the little kid wave. Hey, you're back this year. Hey,
Yes.
I knew that fair nonsense wouldn't stop you. What's up?
You're getting so big.
I know. You mean you all are too? Did you drive here? I thought I saw that car, but I didn't see your dad. Sam.
No, yeah, I drove here. I drove in Sam's car.
So cool. I can't wait to drive.
It was really cool.
You guys want to go check out like all the cool stuff they let in the field to rot over there from the fair? Like my grandpa's busy with maintenance. You know, the stuff from the fair, like all the cool rides and drones and stuff. Every now and then, I hop on one of them robots and I make him hit himself. Stop hitting yourself. I don't have a lot of friends, so I gotta keep busy somehow. Roxy, yeah, I know you saw that. It was funny. Yeah, I'm a funny kid.
Yeah, you're a funny kid. So,
why don't you go ahead and lead the way, Toby? We'll be right behind you.
Oh, heck yeah! I'm hanging out with the big kids now. My friends are gonna never believe it. He walks over. It's behind one of the mill buildings, and there is in a big field a bunch of the junk. You see a bunch of weeds growing up out of the ground around them. They're very much in disarray. Some of them look rusted. Still look like they have some power going to them, though.
He's leading us that way, I want to hang back with the goyles and sort of be like, it's fucking weird, right? Like, I'm
this
totally
is so
bugging.
weird.
Yo, this is on some other kind of level, because I didn't tell you guys this, but last year Mr. Dolman said he had cancer and he was gonna die in like a couple of months. And now I just went back to the store and it's still there. He's alive. He's there.
Well, that's like a good thing, right?
Survived?
But he said he never did. He said he hasn't even been to his doctor, and like he never got anything, and he feels better than ever, and he doesn't have his glasses, and he's like reaching up in high places, and like,
well, he's like old. He should be going to his doctor, right?
Well, maybe, yeah, of course, but
a good place. Like maybe we should all go to Hawaii in case we're like ever sick or something, and then we can.
But that's the whole. But that's the whole thing. I showed him the postcard that he sent me, and he said he's never been to Hawaii. He didn't have any tan in person when I saw him. He said he never went there, and he can't explain it.
Oh,
whoa.
Yeah.
Stacy hardly remembered me either. People are acting really weird.
Yeah, I had a weird experience with Shermie.
Well, Ryan is still nowhere to be found, but I guess that's not too weird. He's just a weird boy.
Well, so last year, I got the radio that I was telling you guys about with Sherman, and I was supposed to get a new one this year, a fancy one, a small one. And he was like, that doesn't commit until next year. And I'm like, you freaking told me it was coming out this year. And he was like, you shopping somewhere else? I'm really upset about it. And I was like, and then he was like, I told him his store was dusty, and he like spazzed out about it. It was real weird. I was like, take a chill pill, dude. It's just dust.
Okay, something is definitely afoot. Okay, all of these things prove that there is something going on.
Yeah, it's something crazy. Something crazy.
Elsa, I think we should try to find where your friend is, because if that's the missing piece, man, where's he at? Is he in the time window?
Starting to think we are all in the time window or something, because all of this and then the Nicholas thing, you know, this is the baby that we saw last year. He's still the same baby, and Mom is like,
Still
"Oh yeah, I just had months ago." What is-
I don't have any little sibling. I don't have any siblings, but I know that's not how babies work.
But Toby got bigger,
Yeah,
right? Like that
he
kid.
was like,
Does it?
It's crazy.
It's not adding up.
We should go to the time window.
well, Toby's. If we keep following him, he says he's going to show us some of the like junk and like fair stuff. So maybe this will tell us what has happened.
Let's go. Let's do the thing.
Okay.
As you look ahead, you see Toby is stopped, and there is a drone that is hovering near him, and it's doing like a scan with blue light covering his body, going up and down, and you hear it say in a very robotic voice, halt, go no further, that kind of thing. And he's like, all right, chill. God, you robots are so touchy. And he walks back towards you guys, and his hands are in his pocket, and he's like, hey, don't worry about that, I got this. And you look, he points across the street, and there's two men, and there's like a truck with a Loop logo on it. Kind of like the one your dad uses, Sam. He comes home with it sometimes. They've got a truck, it's got like a big robotic arm on the back. They are using like a remote control to fix one of these weird loop towers, right? You're not sure, well, everyone else in the group probably doesn't know what they do, but this is like a strange radio receiver kind of thing. It's higher tech than it should be for 1994. Anyway, Toby walks up to like one of those above ground transformers, and he's like, hey, do you think you can like jimmy this open real quick? Like, act cool. They won't, you know. You're muted, Casey.
Trying to be nice and mute it. Do I think I can jimmy this open? Move out of my way.
Why don't you give me a roll?
I will
Let's
love
do,
to.
Body and force, which is 7 dice for you.
One.
1 is enough. You're able to, it's a very kind of, it looks high tech, but it's also very rusty. The lock's kind of worn out. It's not as firm in place as it used to be. It pops open, and inside you see what look like to be traditionally fuses, but instead they are cylinders that are completely yellow and glowing. And Toby reaches in, grabs one of them, pulls it out, and this way and quick, and he like closes the cabinet and walks on the other side of the building where the drone is not. You guys want to see
Go
something
along.
neat?
This kid knows what's up.
Yeah,
I do.
my grandpa makes these, right? He hands each of you a metal bracelet that pops off the cylinder's end caps. Put these on. He puts on one. He twists the cylinder, and the people across the street stop moving. The clouds aren't moving.
What did you do, Toby?
There is a bird above you that's not moving. It's in midair.
What's going on?
This is some of the cool stuff my grandpa makes, and I, from time to time, screw around with it. You guys want to see the loop stuff?
Why? No, wait. This is an illusion. This is an illusion. Right?
No, it's totally real. He walks across the street, and he like presses the maintenance guy's cheek. See? Pretty rad, right?
What is this allowed?
I mean,
I feel
I
like
tell
there's-
my grandpa about this, but
I feel like
Hello.
it's
Toby,
law
your
physics
grandpa-
that's getting upset here.
Man, this is real, Elsa. You are not having a dream. Okay, guys. It's definitely.
Lauren pinches Sam on the arm. Are you dreaming? Am I dreaming?
I pinch back rudely.
Ow! I'm just doing a test.
Test this. This is weird. What, Toby?
So
Toby,
what-
my friend,
Yeah.
child.
Toby's
What did
fine.
you do?
Child is demeaning. I used one of these loop devices. They use these for like
Yeah,
containment when things go like real bad.
Is that
Well,
why
you
the
know,
world
like
is
when
so
you go to-
wonky?
Oh
Why is, I
no.
mean, the world's always been wonky, but they make some weird stuff in there. Anyway, we
Toby,
can buy
how
that
long
drone
have you
now.
been doing this?
Well, I've been doing this for like, I mean, sometimes I get in the movie theaters for free.
Sorry, what now?
Sometimes I go see movies for free.
Okay, that's a great idea, but that's not what we're asking.
Okay, what are you asking? That should be
Okay,
cool
when
about
did
this.
you start doing this?
I don't know, like 2 weeks ago. They just started installing these things. Like about 5 months ago, everyone got really weird around here. And then like they started installing more stuff, like that pole over there. And I was
What do you
curious, so I went
mean
through like
by-
some of my grandfather's manuals and things, and I found that this is like one of those things where, I mean, this is an emergency device. Fire gets out of control, you turn it on. Get your fire extinguisher, you put out the fire, it doesn't grow.
Okay,
Makes
what's
sense,
the
right?
emergency? So, like, their
I don't-
emergency
I don't know.
devices. What is it?
I don't know. No one will tell me anything. I was stuck in my house with my grandpa for like 3 months, and they kept bringing us food. We weren't allowed to leave the city, town. It's not a city. And then, like, you know, we come back and everyone's back to normal and everything's fine, and they won't tell me what happened. It was weird.
Let's
This
go
is-
look at the junk.
Heck yeah.
Do you notice if anyone is, like, acting like it's last year's fair?
Yeah. Stacy did. She showed an album again that she did last year.
And
Sherman did the
again,
same.
Mr. Dolman is alive.
Why,
don't
was he
think he
sick
can
or
bring
something?
people back from the dead.
No, that'd be wrong.
This seems pretty wrong to me right now. I'm not gonna lie, in a non-emergency situation. This also seems wrong.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to do anything bad with it.
I know, I don't think that you will do anything necessarily bad, but I think you have failed to realize that this may have had other consequences.
This is
I
like the
don't-
second time I've used this thing.
Yeah, I don't think
Who
that
used
Why are you
this.
yelling at me?
before you?
I haven't seen anyone use it before me. They installed it. I was curious. I looked at my grandfather's paperwork and tried it out. Saw a cool movie.
Does your grandpa know what's going on?
Yeah, but he doesn't tell me anything. None of the adults ever do.
Cool.
They didn't tell you either?
Nobody's telling us anything.
We should find out. We can finally look at the window, right? The time window.
Yeah. I think there's
Yeah.
gotta be a lead there, right, guys?
Let's go. If nothing else, maybe we can find Elsa's friend there.
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
him there.
Yeah.
Certainly try.
You walk by the drone. Toby whacks it and calls it a stupid robot.
I give it the middle finger to help.
Yeah, you're cool.
Yeah. I'm a big
you see the time window. It's diagonal and on its side. It's pushed up against a dirt hill, but it's still right side up. You walk up to it. You're able to open the door. You get inside. It's just as it was. There's a computer terminal. And the window's in front of you. Toby closes the door, undoes the capsule, and opens up a panel on the inside and plugs in that same weird yellow fuse device. You see the room light up. All right. We gonna find out what happened here?
You said it was 5 months ago
Yeah, roughly.
that things were weird.
Things are always weird.
Okay.
People
Everybody
started
else.
acting really weird, and I was stuck inside. It's awful.
Yeah, punch it in for 5 months ago. Here.
All right. Punch it in. It's right around March 1995. You see a number of things. You see a number of people running through the streets, and a strange wave of energy that it looks purple rushes through the small town. A bunch of people fall to the ground. They do not get back up. A couple of people you know. Within a number of, I don't know, maybe half an hour, you see a bunch of trucks come from the loop that look like medical vans and other things. They quickly establish a series of tents. They pick people up off the street, they bring them into the tents. Nothing really happens for a while. You fast forward a little bit, and you see a number of crates arriving, and the trucks with what you believed were people being driven back to the loop. Those crates are brought inside. Relax Music, Dolman's shop, a bunch of the other shops on the street, homes. Crates like you've seen at home, Sam. Parts and things, typically. You try to fast forward a little bit more, and it goes black. There is a span of time that is not viewable. And then it cuts back to reality, where everything seems hunky-dory. Just a typical day in Goffstown. People that you saw fall down in the street are up and walking again. They are waving hi to their neighbors. They're going to their jobs like nothing ever happened.
Is there a way that I, with my technical knowledge, could access that blackout time?
You can try.
Okay.
Let's do
I want
Tech and
to
Tinker.
try. Tech and Tinker.
Again, Tinker.
Wow, that is a lot of ones. And no successes.
There is a pounding on the outside of the time loop door.
This is some kind of conspiracy and cover-up. That's what's going on here. I've read about that a bazillion times. Like, something was bad, and then they had to come in and clean it all up. And in doing so, things got all weird, and maybe they expected no one to notice or something like that.
Did anybody else hear that?
Everybody heard that.
The door opens and slides, and there is the same drone, but it's got arms and legs now. It is standing up. It's no longer that pod you saw that was just hovering. And it says, "You must leave immediately. You should not be here."
Get out of here, you
Roxy.
bucket of bolts.
But tell us what.
You are not allowed to be here. Move along.
I think you're not allowed to be here. And she's gonna kind of kick the drone out the door. Possible.
Yeah, let's go.
Roxy
Hell yeah,
tackles
let's do
it. She tosses herself right at the robot.
Not even make you roll for it because it wasn't expecting it, and you are feisty, tenacious people. You knock it over. It
Angsty
falls down
teens.
the steps. As it does hit the ground, and it gets up and just starts being polite again. You look down the street, and you see someone laying in the road, and there are a couple of people gathered around them, and one of them is Ryan. Do you walk closer?
I don't walk, I run closer.
On the ground is Mr. Dolman, who is spasming in the middle of the street. There are a number of cars pulled over. There are a couple of people who are standing there. One of them is Ryan. One of them is Stacy.
I think if Lauren sees Elsa take off, and then if I can see from as far away as I am that it's Mr. Dolman on the ground, I'm gonna follow suit, running after Elsa to witness this scene.
I
Sam
would
and Roxy?
probably look
Roxy.
back to see if they were following.
Yeah, Roxy would
No,
be
the-
darting in that direction.
Okay. As you look behind you, Elsa, the robot's still there. He was just concerned about getting you out of the time window. For all you know, that's like his job, or its job.
I'm watching Toby.
Toby looks really worried.
And I'm gonna like kneel down and get on his level. You gotta tell me what's going on, man.
He starts crying. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe we need to talk to your grandpa. Maybe, yeah?
I've tried. He doesn't listen.
Well, I'm a bigger kid than you.
Yes, you are a bigger kid than me.
Yeah. Maybe I can talk to him.
Okay.
I don't know. This is weird, right?
This is weird. You're a bigger kid than me.
Okay. I'm gonna take Toby's hand. And we're going to move quickly with his little Toby legs towards where everybody else is gathering to check out what's going on, and we'll go from there.
All right. As you approach Elza, Ryan hears your footfalls in rapid procession, turns and sees you, and he goes, "Oh my God, you're here? Are you okay?" And he gives you a huge hug.
I'm okay. What? You're the one I haven't heard from for 5 months. What the fuck?
5 months?
Yeah,
Didn't
dude,
you just
we were
talk like a week ago?
practicing, like guitars and stuff, and like then you just disappear, and I never hear from you again. And
I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
oh, so you just forget about Elsa then? Okay, and
I could
you
never
don't
forget
realize-
about Elza. No, I wouldn't do that. Mr. Dolman, as you look at him, as you're having this conversation, part of his face is on the ground. Like it's a shell of skin. And you see a strange flat surface with no eye socket or cheekbone. There is no blood. It is
I'm covering
robotics.
Toby's eyes.
Lauren bursts into tears
And he is
when she sees this.
shaking.
She starts crying.
As soon as I see this, I'm going to stop yelling at the Ryan and kind of kneel down and look a little closer.
Yeah. He does it with you, and he holds your hand. Stacy approaches you all and says, I don't know what happened. He went out for the same jog he does every day, and he fell. And now I don't know what's happening to him. I'm like, why is he shaking like that? And she begins crying.
I don't
He
know
tries to
what's-
comfort her.
I don't understand what's happening. He was sick and then he was fine and now he's on the ground again. And this doesn't make any sense. Like, someone explain this to me now.
Lauren,
A
I
very-
think
Look at his face. I don't think this is Mr. Dolman.
But I just talked to him and it was.
and you talked to him and it was weird, right?
Yeah, and he didn't have his glasses and he was all like moving different.
Isn't it weird that everyone's been different?
Yeah. This is really,
I just want someone to
strange.
tell me what's going on.
The crowd begins to part a little bit, and you see old Jeb walking towards the scene. As he gets to Dolman, he looks down and says, you took a spill, huh? It's a nasty repair. Fortunately, our lead tech is out of town. And he hits a button on his watch. Dolman, Stacy, Sherman, Mrs. Wilson, and Ryan stop moving, along with everyone in the town, except Toby. A car pulls up, and it is Richard Moser, who's working this weekend maintenance. He gets down and kneels next to Dolman, looks up and sees Sam. He's carrying a toolbox. Sam, gonna need your help repairing this one. He hands you a wrench that you know as a hyperspanner.
I sort of take it, not really thinking about it, and Dad, this is a person.
Sam, you do this all the time. These are
No.
the parts we've been working on at home.
But Mr. Dolman was a real person.
He was a real person. Your father has got tears in his eyes.
What
He was a real person.
I don't understand, Dad.
There was an accident.
Why didn't you say anything?
I just went back to work 2 weeks ago, kiddo. They sent me parts. We worked on them. I didn't know what they were for.
Sort of just not having thoughts and just doing what I know how to do. I kneel down and start to touch parts that I know how to work on.
Lauren grabs Sam and is like, you can't be a part of this. This is not right. He was a real person, and now it's some like creepy like replica. Like, so he is really dead. You can't just, this isn't okay. Don't, no. And just like
Lauren,
pulling your arm, trying to get her to stop.
I need to fix this. And then
Jeb puts...
Sorry. I need to fix
Jeb
this, and then I can
Okay,
fix what's going on. But I need to put this back to... It's broken. That's what I know how to do.
Jeb puts a hand on Mr. Moser's shoulder and says, not this time. It's over. I received a report that the time Windows logs were accessed. And they know. There was an accident here. And many in this town died. And some of us didn't want this town to die. They wanted this peaceful place to continue, but we knew there would be people who were curious. So this was a unfortunate result of curiosity, but we cannot continue to keep this going anymore. We'll have to face the repercussions of our own hubris and take responsibility for what happened.
And Lauren lets Sam go. Go ahead, Elsa.
Elsa is going to kind of walk over to Jeb and just sort of look at him in the face, and then not necessarily trying to hurt him, but out of just sort of a rage, sort of shove him, throw her arms down.
One of his feet.
That boy Ryan, he had music inside of him. You didn't put music in that thing. That's why they're all breaking.
Yes.
Because you didn't put the music in. And that died whenever he died.
We
cannot
put the music back in, young lady. That's the difference.
So don't
You're
lie.
right.
You're lying. You don't lie. Because you can't.
Roxy just kind of stares at Old Man Jeb and then just stares at Stacy, and she just breaks down. She sees her friend but knows that it's not the person he had been exchanging mixtapes and letters with for the past year. And she takes her Walkman and she throws it at Jeb. And then she goes over to her friends and tries to kind of get a group hug going, with the exception of Sam, who's working. Mr. Dolman.
Toby approaches you from behind Sam and like does the thing where like the kid tugs on your sleeve and whispers to you, shouldn't we say something? Won't they listen to you? Maybe we can save this place and keep it the way it is. Can we just make it go back to the way it was?
Sam's gonna turn and look at Toby and smile through some bleary eyes and say, "Nah, kid, that's not how it works."
It doesn't have to change.
Change can hurt, but it doesn't have to be bad. We all lost people. Every one of us here.
He looks you dead in the eye and says, you don't understand. It doesn't have to change, and he runs off. And you probably feel a little bit more like an adult now than you did yesterday.
Lauren is like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I'm not going to take this out on the old man, because I don't know how much of this was his idea. But I'm going to stand and drop the tool. Because my dad told me to come here.
Your dad drops his tool as well. Says, "Want to leave?"
I'm with them.
To meet you at home.
And then I'll turn to my group.
Kind of waves her over to the huddle. Just crying a lot. Not really saying anything.
Lauren looks over at old Jeb, kind of like breaking away from the huddle, and just has a look of anger now, isn't like crying hysterically, but is just emotional. And she's like, aren't you supposed to know what you're doing? Don't you get training, and isn't there like checks and balances? Haven't you read a single book in your life? You can't just take the soul out of people and the soul out of somewhere and replace everything and pretend that it's the same. You take the soul out, you take the humanity out. What's the point of a town then if there's no souls in it? It's just a copy.
Let me tell you a fact of life, kid. The grown-ups don't always know what they're doing. A couple more vehicles from the loop arrive, and looks like they're going to be taking away the townspeople back to the maintenance area. And he gets into his car and drives off.
So this is just it then. It was just a mistake by some bigwig assholes, and then they tried to pretend like it never happened. That's all that this was?
When my mom left me and my dad, I can't say that I wouldn't have wanted something like this. I just missed her so much. But I mean, a whole town of people, and you can't even get it right, losers. They were so preoccupied over whether or not they could that they didn't think about if they should.
Well, they shouldn't.
But that's just like the adults, you know? It's just, you gotta keep up appearances. You gotta make everything look pretty and nice and right so nobody ever has to say anything or have any hard discussions or talks. They just run away. It's what they always do.
Lie to us and give us hope. Shouldn't even have it.
Exactly.
I'm glad you guys are okay. I know we're not okay. I'm glad we're still us.
I'm just glad that we had last year. They can't do some shitty cover of it. Maybe last year at the fair was the best year.
Lauren? Those tickets to Hawaii were real, right?
I still have them at home. They're like in my lockbox. I mean, yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know.
Whenever we're old enough to drink out of coconuts with little umbrellas, we'll go and we'll celebrate Mr. Dolman the right way.
All right.
With an adventure.
Yeah, I guess that would be right.
This is like the weirdest fucking Stand By Me shit. Come on, let's go.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
I want to
totally
go home.
going like a solo and like really shred on top of a volcano. That feels like a good thing to do right now.
Yeah.
Elsa. Let's go make
you
new
could write a
memories.
book
guys.
about this. Don't make me an asshole.
That seems like
So I just.
It's fine. I'll change your name. But like, if I write this, I'm gonna be like hunted by the government because I'm gonna like expose all of the bullshit. So you guys gotta like have my back and like say you don't know anything or whatever. I don't know. I'll hash it out. I gotta make an outline.
Send me some
You
pages.
got it.
And that seems a good as place as any to end our sad story. Still from the loop. We're gonna have some aftercare for real after this, where we'll talk. We can even do it here if you want, and goof off together for a while, because this is a very emotionally charged story and setting. If you watch the show on Amazon, it's very much the same. It's weird situations with young adults and people who are trying to find themselves and each other in very strange and unusual circumstances. But hey, thank you for joining us, and especially for the wonderful job all of you did, acting your characters, sharing these stories, emotions, delving super deep into it with just the full range of everything. You've been wonderful. Someone in chat says, is this an Amazon show? Yes, it's fantastic. And there's plenty of emotional damage. I am emotionally damaged watching that show. I'd watch it again, though. It has beautiful moments, right? Just like this game did, because of all of you. So I am Rick from Mondo Cane. This has been the Mondo Cane Takeover for Mondo Cane Publishing. We're raising money for Ukraine, for Roll for Ukraine. Make sure there's still time to donate. We're giving away a couple of awesome pairs of dice. It's one dice set. It's blue and yellow for the Ukrainian flag, as well as a couple of dice bags, and I believe we're doing a Mondo Cane merch giveaway as well. And if you're interested in more of our merch, we have the Mondo Cane Threadless, but we do have a shirt out there right now for Roll for Ukraine, in which the proceeds of that go to that charity. But yeah, my name is Rick. I'm joined tonight by, let's do roundtable, starting top left with Roxy.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Keeping the tears in right now.
It's hard to keep it together. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm Marissa. I'm very happy to have participated in the game tonight. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to say. Try not to.
It's good enough. Where can they find you in your fantastic voice work? If you watch the show, we had the trailer played twice that we have for Mondo Cane, and Marissa was wonderful enough to provide voice acting talent for that, and it's like chocolate in the ears. It's wonderful. It's fantastic work.
Thank you. I'm on Twitter as Marissa Voices. If you say hey, I'll say hey back. The treat for me tonight is just being here with you guys doing this. This is amazing.
Thank you. Well, we'll do it again, and it'll be not a sad story. I promise you. We're not doing that twice. With us also is Sarah, top right hand corner.
Hey, my name is Sarah. You can find me at MC Diabetes on Twitter. I'm the manager of editing and quality assurance at Mondo Cane Publishing. I'm also a creative partner at Martlet Games. I'm in a lot of actual play stuff here on Twitch. If you like Vampire the Masquerade, I'm part of the Saturday Vampire Takeover at 6 p.m. Eastern. You can catch me in Vancouver by night, where my character is the Prince of Vancouver. It's pretty exciting. And then I'm the following day on the Vancouver by Night channel as well on Sunday in Phandalin by Night, which is a D&D 5e campaign where we're doing the Lost Mines of Phandelver. It's a really, really super great table. We're taking a little break on both of those games right now. We're kind of in our mid-season, so we're just having a little bit of time off for the players and the hardworking DMs. But keep an eye on the Vancouver by Night and the Martlet Games socials for all the AP stuff we have coming out. And so happy to be part of the takeover here again, especially for such a good cause. Thank you to everyone who was here and donated. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Clockwise, still with Kaylee.
Yes, thank you. This was an amazing game. Thank you, Rick, for being an amazing storyteller. My name is Kaylee K. You can find me on Twitter at Kaylee_K. That is KAELEA_KAE. Is way too many vowels, I know. I'm manager of administration and logistics for Mondo Cane Publishing. You can also catch me on Tuesday nights at the Satanic Temple's Satanic Estate. After services on Tuesday nights from 10 to midnight, we run a D&D stream with one other person here who I will let introduce next.
That would be me. I'm Calamity Casey. You can find me just about everywhere at Calamity Casey. I am a brand amplification and street team developer for Mondo Cane Publishing. And I am the co-host of the Strange and Unusual podcast, where if you like to hear about weird, bizarre, true crime, dark history sort of crap, that's where you find it. Also, I do play in Kaylee's wonderful game on Tuesday nights at the Satanic Temple after services at the estate. It is so much fun. She's an amazing DM. If you ever get a chance to play with Kaylee, take it up because it's great. And I'm first time playing this game. I feel pretty great about it. Thank you, Rick. And thank you to everybody who donated tonight. I hope we raised some good money. I haven't looked.
Yeah, I haven't seen the.
We surpassed
the
2,200. We're past
excellent.
2,200 now. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in, donated. Thank you for Weave the Tale for having us. Their production staff and all of their staff in general has been fantastic. You know who they are. You're here all the time because you probably love this channel. Yeah, once again, I'm Rick, Oops All Said on Twitter. I am one of the co-founders of Mondo Cane and the product director. We'll be back next month, first Saturday. Not sure what game we're playing yet, but we've got a list of cool ideas. So, maybe I'll be playing, maybe someone will be running. I don't know, maybe I'll be running again. You never quite know. We've got too many creative, talented people here who have all kinds of freaking awesome stuff in their brains. So we put them on paper as a publishing company and we put them on the screen here for you. So it's all stories and good times. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.